We're going to talk a little bit about how to have fun in your marriage. You know, we get kind of caught up in the idea of the business of marriage, right? We have kids. Eric, I'm so happy for you, man. You've got these little babies coming up. I remember those times. It's awesome, but you got to buckle your seatbelt because the next 20 years of your life is going to be investing in those kids 24/7, right?
20 years. Okay.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Actually, for the rest of your life. But anyways, that's another session.
It's good to know.
What happens is we get the business of marriage going and the responsibilities with the kids and work and finances, and we have to cook dinner and at the end of the day, what we typically let go of is the fun. The fun, the excitement, the joy of this gift that God has given us and our spouse. And so when I do a assessment for marriage counseling, that first session, every time, now we'll talk about everything, Pinball. I mean, I'll ask all the questions, man. I mean, where'd you grow up? Tell me about your mom. I mean, that's about 80 minutes right there for everybody, right? Every session, I say, hey, what do you guys do for fun? And it almost never fails.
Crickets.
They just look at each other. They have nothing. Well, we quit doing that years ago. We quit dating years ago. And it's super sad for me because that theme of fun, that's why we're with them, right? Yeah. I mean, I could have made a very intellectual, like methodical decision about a spouse and like, well, I looked at the algorithms and the data and I should marry this person who lived. No, I'm with Crystal, my wife, because she's awesome. And we had a lot of fun together. And I enjoyed her. I felt like this was God's calling in my life. So when we let go of that in our marriage, we tend to, it just feels stale. And the research indicates this too. The Gottman Institute, which I'm sure you guys have talked a lot about on this show, they've found consistently that people that have higher levels of satisfaction in marriage report what? They consistently have fun with one another. That's just the reality. And it's a behavioral principle, right? A lot of marriage they're behavioral principles here. If you're around someone and 100% of the interactions that you have 24 hours a day are work related and stress related and pressure and important and heavy, what do you start to correlate with that person? Stress and heaviness and a lot of pain. So you've got to pepper in the relationship in addition to all the cool stuff that you're doing together and how awesome the kids are and all the work that you're doing. That's great. The ministry, everything. You got to have moments where you're just like, look, let's let our hair down and have some fun. Let's not talk about anything important. Let's not talk about the kids. Let me see you. So here's my question to you. You probably have a good friend, right? A best friend outside of your marriage. What do you like about that best friend? Usually, the guys that we like to have fun with are our best friends. So how are we supposed to have that friendship with our spouse unless we're having fun? What are your thoughts?
I think, it's so important to remember to schedule in date nights and to make sure that that's a part of your marriage and your life. Like, dating got you to the place of wanting to get married. And so now that you're married, you need to continue dating in order to keep feeling that way. And I've heard a marriage counselor say before publicly, like if you're making your family budget and you're finding, well, things are too tight for us to go have a date night, like get rid of your cable or make some other adjustment. Do something, make some adjustment in your budget so that you can schedule in date nights. And date nights don't have to be expensive either. And I would say to people, if you're having trouble thinking up something fresh or new, just Google date night ideas. You will find, I did it recently actually, you'll find all kinds of sites with all kinds of lists of date night ideas, some that you've never thought of, and some that are really cheap or even free. And then, oh, we could do that. We've never done anything like that. Or, man, we did that once, but it's been 20 years or whatever. And any of those kinds of things. And maybe I would say too, coming back to servant leadership and everything, be willing to try something that she likes that you're not even sure that you would like. And you might find that you end up enjoying that Hallmark or whatever that is that she's into, and find a way to make it fun, joke about it. But yeah, we have to do something fresh and new to keep that dopamine thing going.
Yeah, definitely different seasons where you're busier, and this is a different season where you have more time. With 3 young kids, It's the time where we have to prioritize finding people that we trust, babysitters or parents, and we get them to come and spend some time with our kids, because we're talking about having fun away from our kids, right? That's what we're talking about. Just one-on-one, me and my wife, we're having fun. We're making memories. So yeah, Kara and I are definitely in a season where everything we do is with the kids. Like we just went to a blueberry patch and we picked blueberries, and that was so much fun. Yeah. But like we all the pictures that we have on our phone are of the kids doing that. It's not us together like smiling, taking selfies. It's like, oh, look how much the kids had fun. And so, yeah, I'm learning right now for sure that we need to prioritize away from the kids things that we can do that are fun together. And so I'm learning. We're in the workshop. We're working on it.
That's good.
We're on the opposite end of that, right? So I learned to get good at writing down things and making a schedule for my bride as the kids were growing. Now that they're grown, right? It's actually, we kind of got into a little bit of a fog here, right? Because the grandbabies, right? They need to be supported, and we need to kind of go over and help them. We've had some health issues in our family that we've had to, to travel away from, and we have not gotten that alone time that my wife covets so much, right? And sometimes, everybody's different. So, but she loves this time, and it really does build her up. And it's something that we haven't been doing this calendar year, right? And so I am duly.
You got this,
so I
Glad we could help him.
That's
what we're here for.
We don't get it all right here, right?
No,
really,
none of us.
Yes.
Well, the tool that I pulled out for this segment is the paintbrush. All right, because sometimes things, you get busy, life happens, and the kids, and there's so much going on. Things can get a bit dull in that relationship and the fun part.
Yes.
But maybe we need to go out and just paint the town red. How about that? Dip it into real red, and but do something fun, do something different. And I remember, Dr. Mike, one of your on the beach segments you did previously was saying, go and experience some awe together.
Yep.
Experience awe, like go to Niagara Falls. There's a reason why it's probably the #1 honeymoon destination, because you go together, you experience the awe of the falls, or you go someplace you haven't been before. You're looking at mountains and whatever. And again, it doesn't have to be expensive either, but just do something that you experience together, something fresh and new, and it certainly helps for that spark to come back. But it's just something fun.
So I lived next door to a couple when my kids were younger, and this couple was maybe, they were getting there. They were maybe 85 years old, and my wife and I we'd be going crazy in the evenings. Sun's going down, kids are in the pool, I'm throwing the football, my wife is doing something with the dog. It's crazy mayhem. And every time at the same time of day, pinball, this couple, 85 years old, they'd walk down their backyard holding hands. They'd go out on their dock on the river, and they would watch the sunset. Wow. Every night. And my wife and I would talk about it all, that we were like, I wonder what it's like to be able to like do that, because we're like going crazy. And I asked the guy one time, my neighbor, I was like, hey, why do y'all do that? And he said, Mike, I worked for a lot of years, and I missed a lot of sunsets with my wife. And I determined in my mind when we retired that I was never going to miss a sunset again. And I think that's instructive for us, right? Because we guys, especially us guys, we need to just say yes. There's so much we could do, so much. I could work 24/7, and I need to discipline myself more and more and more, that when my wife metaphorically says, hey, you want to go watch the sunset on the dock? That I say yes.
Hey friends, we really hope you're enjoying the marriage conversations here on our A Better Us YouTube channel.
We have hundreds of more helpful marriage videos designed to give you hope and tools to make your marriage even better.
Right. And you can see just a few options we think you might like here and here. So keep exploring.
Oh, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here so you don't miss out on all the great marriage help we have coming your way all the time.